So, in this recording what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to make your use of brushes a little bit more interesting. If you look over in my layers on the right, I've got my background, which is a gradient. I have a layer for my background brushes. Then I have my letters above that. I'm actually going to ditch this. That's for my last demo. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so I have my tools over here on the left. I have my brush tool selected. I can go and I can change the color to whatever I want. Now what I'm going to do is, I've already got this set up. This is what people kind of typically do, which is kind of boring. So I have some sort of brush, whatever it is, and I go here and I start stamping. And, you know, this is exactly the same thing. The brush is exactly the same size. There's no variety. It's just there, okay? And it's pretty dull, okay? So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to hit Command A to select all, which selects the entire layer, and then I just hit delete and all that stuff is gone. I'm going to try this again, okay? Now what I'm going to do a similar thing, but let's say I want to have this cloud effect, and that's why I chose this brush. I'm going to play with things like the size and the rotation, and if you look over here in your tool options, that's where I can change all that stuff. Right now my size is 359 pixels. I can click and I can drag this over so I can make this brush bigger. I can also change the angle, okay? So I can drag that around. This will rotate the brush. Now with this brush, the rotation might not be terribly obvious. That's fine, okay? But it's okay. I can also change the aspect ratio, which squishes it, so I can make it thinner or thicker if I want to. Here, I'll rotate this again. There we go. And I'll change the size some more. Whoops. And so what I'm doing is I'm giving myself some variety. By the way, if I want to reset, like my angle, I can just click this little yellow, this is a reset button, and puts it back to where it was. Oh, sorry, that's aspect ratio I want to do. There we go. Okay, I can also have stuff go off the edge of the page. That's fine. And the point is that I want to have a little bit of variety in this. I don't want it to all look exactly the same. Okay, that is dull. This is much more interesting. This is just a bunch of stuff in a row. Okay, of course I could also change colors and things like that too. We have all those different options. Now to fill the inside of the letters, I'm going to go here and I'll grab the W. I'll go into my fuzzy select tool. The threshold is still up quite high at 128, so that I can grab all this stuff in my W. Oops, it's adding to my selection. That's set up from the last one too. I'll go back to normal, so just whatever I click it grabs. So now I've got my entire W, and just so this is visible, I'm going to go to a you know what? I'm going to go back to the color I used before. I had this blue. If I look back in my colors, it's probably still there. The last 12 colors used are there. So I will grab this medium blue, okay, and I will go to a brush, and I will click down in my tool options on my type of brush, and let's see here, what shall I do? I will grab, hold on, jumping around, sorry. I'll just grab this, some plants or something like that. Okay, so now this is quite large right now. Take that down. There we go. And when I stamp, go to my letter brushes layer, almost forgot, put my brushes on a different layer. And now when I stamp this in, okay, it's only filling that area, and once again I can play with the size, I can play with the angle, so I can rotate it around to give myself a little bit of variety. Okay, once again, you don't want every single thing the same. That gets kind of dull. So this is much better than our original one with just a bunch of stuff up in a row.